If you're a business owner or self-employed individual, attracting talent to your firm is one of the hardest things to do. And if you're self-employed, figuring out what type of account to use to fund your retirement can be overwhelming. There's so many options, and depending on your situation, one may work best for you versus the others. So I'm going to talk about one of my favorite solutions, which is called the SEP IRA. SEP stands for Simplified Employee Pension Plan. And these plans are really simple to set up relatively to most other company retirement plans. But if you are trying to attract talent to your company or retain talent, and having a SEP IRA is an easy way to make you stand out amongst the competition. So, who can contribute to a SEP IRA? So, SEP IRAs are set up for the sole proprietors, LLCs, S Corps. If you're a small business, falls under those umbrellas, or it can be a self-employed individual, a tattoo artist, or a local barber, whatever it may be. Having a SEP IRA is an easy way to set up a company retirement plan. Now, the neat thing about the SEP IRA is that it can be used whether you have employees or no employees. All right, so let's talk about the employee eligibility requirements. So if you have employees, I'm not talking about the self-employed people, solopreneurs. Talk about more of the doctor's offices, architects' offices, engineering offices. If you have a team like that and you're looking to attract employees to help out, do some of the work, having the SEP IRA is definitely going to attract more people, right? What are the requirements? Before I go through them, just know that you can make them more lenient. You just can't go and make them more strict. For example, one of the requirements is they must be 21 years or older. Another is that they must have worked 3 out of 5 years in the last 5 years for you. Another is they must have earned at least $750 compensation. This is 2025 numbers. But you can make it more lenient. Let's say, oh, they don't need 750 in compensation. I'll make it 500 or 250, whatever it is. Maybe it's seasonal work that they're doing on a Christmas tree farm. Or you don't want to make it having to work 3 of the last 5 years. Maybe you just had to work the last year or whatever it may be. In order for them to be employees in the SEP plan, you can adjust these requirements and make it more lenient. Okay, so what are the contribution rules? So for SEP IRAs, the one caveat with them is that only the employer can make a contribution. So unlike a 401k where the employee and the employer both contribute, in this case, only the employer can contribute to the plan. So it's like a little bonus that the employee gets. You're paying their salary, giving them compensation, but then as a nice bonus, hey, look, I'm contributing 2, 3, 4, you can even go up to 25% of their compensation into a little SEP IRA for them that grows. Now, keep in mind here, the maximum that you can contribute is 25% of their compensation, but that's capped at $71,000 per participant. All right, so what are the deadlines? So in terms of setting up your IRA, you have the latest you can do it is by your tax filing deadline. If your tax filing deadline is April 15th, then you have until April 15th to set it up. The neat thing is that your contribution deadline is also the tax filing deadline. If you're looking at April 15th, you have until April 15th to contribute to your SEP. Now, keep in mind, you do have the ability to extend your tax filing deadline by filing a tax extension, but that's up to you. All right, what about the vesting and ownership? So this works a little bit different than like 401ks because what happens is once you make a contribution for an employee, they are complete owners of that now. They are 100% invested right away. Whereas in other company retirement plans that we'll talk about in other videos, they may have to wait a certain amount of time before they get ownership of those funds. All right, so what are some of the limitations with the SEP IRA? Because it all sounds great. Sounds like I'm going to attract a lot of talent and retain them here with something that my competition maybe not be offering. Some of the limitations are one, that there are no Roth options. So if someone is expecting to be in a higher income bracket later on in life and they want to make Roth contributions this year, they want you to make Roth contributions for them. It's just not possible with a SEP. It's all pre-tax. So the money goes in. The good thing is you get a tax deduction for contributing into it, but they can't make Roth contributions for the employees or for the business owners for that matter. Another thing is that if you're over the age of 50, most IRAs and 401ks give you catch-up contributions where you can contribute more money to it. Because you're over the age of 50, you get the ability to contribute more, but for whatever reason, SEPs don't have that ability. Last limitation is if you're considering a SEP IRA, also partnered with something called a solo 401k, which we'll talk about in another video, you have to keep in mind that the contribution limit is capped to combine between those two. So if you plan to have both, they do share the same employer contribution cap. Now, one of the nice things about SEP IRAs, I view them as a little supplement to an IRA, is that shared cap that a solo 401k and a SEP have does not apply to traditional IRAs or Roth IRAs. So if the employee wants to make their $7,000 contribution to their Roth, they are in no way is that limit impacted by them making contributions into the SEP IRA for them. So they can still contribute a full amount into their IRAs, whether it's traditional or Roth, and you adding some SEP IRA contributions for them is not going to impact that. All right, so if you're a business owner looking to attract talent, you now know one of the easiest ways to make you stand out against the competition. If you're looking to attract top talent at your firm, look no further than SEP IRAs. But talk to your tax advisor, speak with your financial advisor first before doing anything, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Look forward to hearing from you, and subscribe for more.